When I first ventured into photography, I was consumed by the pursuit of perfection, constantly yearning for each new photo to outshine the last. However, this fixation ultimately left me disconnected from my craft, confused and frustrated. Realising this wasn't sustainable, I sought a new direction, and what followed completely changed how I see photography today. So welcome back, and we're on the west coast of Pembrokeshire today, and I want to share some inspiration with you, some mindsets if you will, that have really helped my photography over the last few years, and hopefully this is going to help you too if you're perhaps hitting a bit of a low point with your photography, or maybe you're just needing a little bit of a push to pick up the camera and go out and shoot. Now, as ever, we're going to be on the hunt for some landscape photos on this wonderful stretch of coastline that we've got here. So let's get into it. So the first point I want to discuss is something I initially found quite challenging, to be honest, and I'm sure many of you guys can relate to this too. So the moment I stopped fixating on perfection in my work, I found myself much happier, not only with the resulting photos, but also with the entire process of shooting. And when I first started, if I didn't capture that perfect sunrise or encounter epic light, I would return home feeling really disheartened that things hadn't gone as I'd hoped they would. And I think this negativity often deterred me from wanting to go out with the camera again. The more negative I was feeling, the less inclined I was to continue pursuing my passion. So I think moving away from that pursuit of perfection and towards simply enjoying the moment completely transformed my perspective. Nowadays, I take what I'm given, finding contentment in the experience of witnessing a great sunrise or nice light. If a great photo comes along, then that's just a bonus. And I think it's probably a bit like fishing in that sense. So the location we're heading to today is called Westdale Bay, and it's a location that I've been to before, actually this time last year. Yeah, we were here shooting the pink sea thrift along the shoreline here, which looks absolutely amazing, but it was a blue sky day and it didn't really get great light either. It was kind of hazy. So yeah, I'm back here today to see if we can make amends, see if we can capture an image or two this evening at sunset. Yeah, I've got about 4 hours to sunset, so I've got a few hours to find a composition and lots to talk about on the way. So yeah, what a stunning location. And look at these foxgloves. So one of the things I like to do when I find myself in a little bit of a creative rut is experiment. Now, this could be anything, it could be macro photography, for example, or ICM or something like that, something that I don't normally do, just something that will give me a little bit of a boost to want to grab the camera and shoot something. And generally that just inspires me then to get back out there and start doing what I love. So yeah, experimentation is a great thing. And I think, as humans, we're quite inquisitive, aren't we? We're always looking for new things, and yeah, grabbing the camera and just shooting something that you don't usually shoot can really just create that spark which can kickstart your photography. You never know, you might end up going down a completely different path. So yeah, keep experimenting, that's what I say. Ooh, it's getting quite warm now. Anyway, the next point I want to talk about is the experience of photography. Now, what I mean by this is if we view photography solely as the final result, everything hinges on that outcome, doesn't it? And I think there's a fine line between success and failure if we take that approach. However, if we shift our perspective and regard photography as the experience we have while we're taking the photo, there is so much more to enjoy. Personally, I find that the experience of photography far outweighs the end results in terms of satisfaction. I think there's so much that can unfold during a day out with a camera. You might encounter interesting people, witness amazing wildlife, or simply enjoy a relaxing walk. There's countless benefits to photography just, beyond capturing the photo. And I think it's these reasons that push me to get out on a daily basis with my camera. It's also one of the reasons I absolutely love running photography tours. I find sharing these moments, these experiences with like-minded people so inspiring. And by the way, if you're interested in joining me on a photography tour, I do have a couple of places left this year. I have a residential 3-day tour here in my home county of Pembrokeshire, and a couple of 1-day tours, one in Waterfall Country and another in Snowdonia. So if that's of interest to you, please be sure to check out the link in the video description. It'd be absolutely amazing to meet up with some of you. So no photographs as yet, but that really doesn't matter because this place is absolutely beautiful and I'm thoroughly enjoying just being here. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity later, but what I'm looking for now, as opposed to a composition, is a flat rock, because I'm having my dinner on the beach tonight and we've got pasta and pesto followed by banana bread. So yes, a flat rock is what I'm after. And I think this one up here looks perfect. Camera bag makes a perfect table. So my next point, I guess, might be a little bit controversial, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments about this. Now, if you share your work online or on social media, consider sharing your good and not so good photos. So this is something that I do on this channel and in my weekly newsletter, because I think, you know, there's as much to learn from an average photo as there is a good one. And I really enjoy hearing about why someone else didn't think that a particular image worked for them. Plus, you know, I think it's more real, isn't it? It's more engaging. And if there's a story behind an average photo, more than often, that's enough. I guess it goes back to my point about perfection, you know, not every photo needs to be a masterpiece for you and others to enjoy it. Please let me know what you think about this one down in the comments. I know a lot of people only want to show their best work, but you know, it's just the way I look at it. By the way, I also put out a newsletter every single week where I share some behind the scenes stuff. I also critique photos from my previous week's video. So I think there's lots going on over there and it's well worth checking out if you fancy it. The link for that is down in the description as well. Anyway, got to eat my pasta before it warms up in the sun. So another thing I just want to talk about briefly is excuses, and I think it's probably something that I'm guilty of and I'm sure many of you are as well. You know, you're sitting in your lounge and the weather looks 50-50 at best and you think to yourself, nah, I'll just give it a miss today because I don't think I'll get anything. But you've just got to get out there, haven't you? I'm constantly battling with myself, as motivated as I am to want to get out here and shoot landscapes. You know, sometimes you've really got to drag yourself out, but every single time you get out there, it's so worth it. Even if you don't get an image, even if you get a good soak in, it's still worth going out, isn't it? So yeah, just get out there, guys. That's all I can say, really. Get amongst it and something will happen. It definitely won't happen sitting in your lounge, will it? So after polishing off the pasta and finding a suitable composition, something quite remarkable happened. So we are getting some absolutely beautiful colours in the sky right now. You know, you can be out all day, can't you, and really struggle to capture anything, and all of a sudden that moment, that last moment of light, the whole place just kicks off, and I'm absolutely loving this. This is why I do landscape photography. Just absolutely beautiful. Some wonderful peachy orange colours in the sky, dappled cloud, water flows through these rocks. What more could you want from a seascape? However, and there's always an however with me, isn't there? But I don't think my composition's that great, but I'm hoping the water flows, I'm gonna get wet feet, the water flows and yeah, the sky are going to make up for it. Absolutely wonderful colours though. Yeah, I've got wet feet. Oh well, it's all good. I'm sure it'll be worth it. Keep shooting, Worth. Keep shooting. Absolutely brilliant. I'll put this image up now for you. Yeah, what an absolutely brilliant end to the day. It's always worth sticking at it, isn't it? Wow, what a moment of light that was. Absolutely spectacular. Like I mentioned before, you know, these things happen probably the very last moment of the day. You know, you can be out all day and feel a little bit disheartened that things are not working out your way, and then all of a sudden it just kicks off. So it's always worth getting out. I do hope you've enjoyed this week's video. I certainly have. If you did, please consider checking out the one that's at the top here, and why not check out my landscape photography tours, which are linked up there and also down in the video description. Anyway guys, take care, until next week, see you soon.